Good morning and welcome to the Petitti Pro Garden Show. Thank you all so much for getting up early and being with us here this bright and early Saturday morning. In about 1 hour, I will be down at the Maine Stark County District Library doing a talk on healthy, clean eating. So if you don't have anything to do this morning or on your way to the Canton Farmers Market, you want to stop by the library for an hour. I will be talking for an hour on healthy, clean eating, and then I'll be answering gardening questions as well as healthy, clean eating questions. So I will be there until about 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning. So come on down. Please go to one of your local farmers markets today and pick up some wonderful local produce. So we're going to get into the show answering all of your questions. We have Pat from the wonderful Bonide Company with us again
Cindy. Yeah,
today.
Very good to be
so
here.
We're going to get into answering all of your questions and giving you some tips on what's going on in the garden. So we're going to go ahead and open up the show with a word of prayer. Father, we just come before you today and we just thank you for your goodness and we thank you for your grace and your mercy. Father, just give us wisdom to answer questions that folks have. Give us wisdom to walk out our lives according to your word. Father, we just thank you for all that you have given us and we just ask you to just continue to bless us and to guide everything that we do and say. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, Pat, we have had some issues. People have been calling in with questions, and actually one of our wonderful listeners here emailed me photos this week about a daylily. And she said that she was gone on vacation for a week, came back, and her daylilies were looking pretty bad. And sent me photos, so it was really good.
Right.
Great photos, by the way. And I was able to take a look at it. I am pretty sure it was stalk borer.
Okay.
And after analyzing it, and I mean, it was amazing. It was definitely apparent there was something going on there. It wasn't just a little bit. And no, there was half the plant was practically dead.
Wow.
So actually, I started really zooming in on the photo, which was really good that I could do. And I'm pretty sure that it was stalk borer. And Captain Jack's is labeled for it.
It is. Captain Jack's it's a nice organic product. A lot of those insects, it affects Captain Jack's affects their mental eating thought pattern, and they quit eating. And that's what's so nice about it. It's a bacteria which is found in a compound found with bacteria that gave off in a Caribbean island, and when they isolated it, they found it was such a natural product that would reduce the insects from maturing in the next stage. And if you get on it, and then what's nice about it, it's natural.
Right, exactly.
And it doesn't.
And it comes in so many different forms. That is so handy. So many people like this product because the people that like a dust, they can use it. The people that like a nice ready-to-use spray, it's ready to go. And the people that have a lot of garden or a lot of, insect issues, it comes in the concentrate. They can put it in their pump-up sprayer and also in the hose end.
Right.
So just so convenient for so many different people.
And it lasts a long time. It lasts about 4 weeks. So, it stays on a plant. So if they start eating, they will ingest the bacteria. They will quit eating. So it has a residual, which a lot of organics don't have a long residual.
Exactly.
This is one of the few that has a four-week residual.
Right. It is. It's a wonderful product, and I get so many chuckles when I'm out doing talks about Captain Jack's.
Captain Jack's,
exactly.
You wear a Captain Jack's outfit, maybe the little straw hat and everything, sunglasses.
Well, I have the aprons. That,
do you? Yes, you do.
I think 4 or 5 years ago, I got.
That's right. I gave you an apron.
Aprons, and so I wore the aprons, and we make little jokes about it. And different
it's
things
a little
like
marketing, little marketing twist to help people remember the product, and it's done very well.
It has
because it has been on the market before, but it's never been promoted or it had been focused. And as the whole organic thing starts to grow and if people are more conscious of their health and things like that. And I can tell you, I came out of our sales meeting last week, and all the products coming out, you're going to be very pleased. I won't,
good.
For at the show, we could get together here in September. You'll be able to see those new natural organic products. So
right,
you'll
exactly.
be. I was thinking about you when I was saw them up on the screen.
I always tell everyone, if I ever decide to sell the garden center, I'm going to work for Bonide. Because the whole line of the all new. But that's what I have to say. I only want to sell those products.
Yes. Well, I'll let you know when I'm going to retire. All right.
Okay. But because I really do. I mean, it's so funny because people come into my store and they'll be like, "You hardly have anything else besides Bonide in your store? And I said, you know what? It's because this is what I believe in, and this is what sells. I have brought in a few other
vendors,
other fungicides, other insecticides, and I'm not saying they weren't good products.
Right.
They probably were good products,
yeah.
but I have had such good results using these products myself that's just my go-to, and my customers trust me.
Right.
And if I say, I'm using Captain Jack's,
exactly,
or I'm using All Seasons Oil on this, or I'm using that.
Personal testimony and the products, they do research it well. They don't come out with anything. They go through all the due diligence. So they really, if you ever saw their factory up there, you'd see that these people are they're state-of-the-art manufacturing facility, both for organics and inorganic chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just amazing. So, keep that in mind whenever you decide.
I will do that.
All right. All right. So our next question was about cabbage lopper caterpillars.
Yes.
And, of course, they didn't know that it was cabbage lopper caterpillars.
Right.
They just said,
Something's
my kale, right, my kale and my kohlrabi, I have holes in them. What is it? And definitely it's cabbage lopper caterpillars.
Right.
They did notice some white moths flying around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, perfect indication. But again, Captain Jack's was my go-to.
Captain Jack's would be your go-to. Also, the new BT out. The new
exactly,
BT.
the new BT, right.
We have it ready
That's
to use, as well as the concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
It's only takes care of the caterpillar stage of that insect. And so they ingest it. And
right.
But one works as a bacteria in the gut of the plant. They quit eating, and they just check out. The other one, Captain Jack's, works on a nervous system. They just quit eating that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And safety for bees here. Let's answer that.
Well, definitely. Most actually, the BT is unique because you can spray it on plants that have bee pollinators on them, because the bees won't be affected by the BT.
By the BT, right.
Whereas the Captain Jacks, they will be, they'll stop feeding. So you got to be careful with all the insecticides to spray them late in the day. After the bees go back to the hive, after 8 o'clock, 8:30, and then it'll be fine. They come out and they forage in the morning. They're up there early at sunrise.
Exactly.
And they'll be drying a plant that won't harm the bees or the pollinators.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah, the BT, we don't have to worry about that. That is going to be completely safe for all of our bees. And I have 9 hives at my place right now.
Wow.
So, that is something that I really watch out, right?
Yes.
I really care about those bees, right?
Yeah.
So we really watch that very, very closely. Also, a lot of people are battling with mosquitoes already.
Oh, yes.
And, all of those other little biting, the no-see-ums and, all of those. So what do we have that that's going to...
came out a number of years ago. Actually, was the first product. It wasn't organic back then. Back in the 50s and 40s and 50s, it was our mosquito beater like that. And it was discovered actually by the present owner, which is the grandson of the founder of the company. He was on a ladder painting a house, a little story. And the mosquitoes up in central New York State were just eating them up. And he says, well, there's got to be something to keep these mosquitoes off me. I'm painting this house. So he kind of mixed a little concoction in his garage, poured it on the bottom on the ground of the ladder, sent up fumes, and the mosquitoes kept biting him. Well, he ended up packaging this product and named it Mosquito Beater. At that time, it was a chemical blend versus an organic. And it has become the first item in their line back in Bonide's line back in the day. And it's still in our line. We revamped it, reformulated it. Has an organic version.
Yes.
With all the oils in it and all the citronella and all the thing.
Wonderful product.
It does a great job. A little story, somebody took this down. Katrina came through Louisiana, and they had all those animals displaced by the hurricane. They ran all into the countryside, and they had these animal rights people came down, and they started collecting all the animals, the horses and the cattle and the sheep, and they tried to bring them into camp. A guy from up here is at a show. I was at the show we had in Worcester a couple of years ago. He said, I took a case of that down at the campfire at night, and we were, doing all our work, and we were just sprinkling before the campfire got going. We sprinkled on the ground, and people sat there, and we talked about the day and what the events were. No mosquitoes. No, in the middle of the humid Louisiana, and this product, people were just amazed that because the scent kind of triggers, it masks the human scent, so the mosquitoes don't know you're there, and it keeps you away. And that's the gist of it.
And we carry both the hose end and the granular.
The granular product,
And, oh my goodness, it's amazing.
Boating, campouts, backyard picnics, 4th of July is coming up, fireworks.
I'm taking the granulars with me. My daughter and I are going on a camping trip. We leave in July.
Okay.
And we're going to be gone for 9 whole days.
Oh,
it's the longest I've ever been away. I'm a nervous wreck, but
Are you?
we're camping.
You got it planned out? You got to plan, or are you going to camp at? Pitch the tent? And the whole...
That's my daughter. That was her Christmas gift to me. She is planning the camping all the way out.
Okay.
All the way to
All the
Yellowstone.
agenda.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I said, I don't have time to plan these
You're on
kind
for
of
the
things.
ride.
I'm on for the ride. And, pay.
Pay and on for the ride, and
I'm
just
on
have
for
a time, time of fellowship with your daughter.
Oh,
and
it's going to be
one-on-one,
wonderful.
and
I am so excited.
And enjoy the creation out there, right?
We haven't done a camp out together in several years. So
Okay.
we're really looking forward to this road trip and camping the whole way out to Yellowstone. But we have a jug
of mosquito
beater to take with us. So every campsite we're at, we can sprinkle it around and not have to be eaten up. So
there
we're
you go.
very
I'll be looking to hear about your little travel log when you get back.
We're very excited about that. But also, if you have standing water anywhere.
Oh, yes.
And I have just recently have some friends that live in a new subdivision, and they have these retention ponds.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying, oh, my goodness, Cindy, we don't know what we're going to do. The mosquitoes are getting so bad because the retention pond is there.
Standing water.
The standing water, it doesn't move. What do we do?
Yeah. Well, we got a product. We have a product called Plunks, and this is that bacterium. Actually, and as you throw it in a water, a little pack, a water-dissolvable pack, it takes 50 square feet of water, and actually the bacterium is ingested by the larvae, a mosquito larvae, before they become adults. Mm-hmm. So when they hatch their eggs in the larvae. They don't mature in the adult stage.
Right.
Safe.
It is.
For fish, for salamanders, for birds. You put them in bird baths. You can put them in, anywhere, and don't worry about any other animals getting hurt, pets or whatever. It's a bacterium, and it's just ingested by the larvae, and they just quit developing.
Right.
It is a great product. Ultimately, you should health standing water. You should try to, empty, but a retention pond, you can't.
You can't, exactly.
No, you can't.
That's what they said. They couldn't, and they were like, "What do we do?"
Right.
And so that's what I
recommended.
recommended.
Throw, if it's pending, measure it. If you need, 4 of them or 6 of them, throw them in the pond. They'll last a month. So you just recharge it again.
Right.
And you'll keep the mosquito population really in check.
Right. Yeah, they were very, very excited about it because they have been in the subdivision just like one full year. And they said at the end of last year they were eaten alive.
Yeah, you can't go out on the deck. You can't enjoy the yard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they were very excited about this product.
So with the Plunks and the mosquito beater, they should be able to have a mosquito-free
area, right?
Area.
Because their thing was at their house, they were okay because they had mosquito beater, but they would walk.
And they
said they were walking around the neighborhood and they were getting eaten up. And somebody was like, well, why are the mosquitoes so bad here? Mm-hmm. And then it was the husband that said, this retention pond.
The water they're hatching in here and flying around.
They're flying around,
They smell you and then they go and bite you. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So they were very, very excited about this.
That's great.
Yeah, that was great. Our next question was no insects.
Okay.
A guy, he brought in the yellowest tomato leaf I have seen the whole year. And I said, what's going on? And he said, well, he has a high tunnel. Okay. And he's planting in the ground in his high tunnel.
Right.
So he is watering every single day.
Leaching.
Yes. I told him, I said, all your nutrients are leaching away. What are you fertilizing with? He said, well, I didn't realize I should start fertilizing. He said, when I did transplant, I fertilized.
Right.
But since I planted
high tunnels usually probably in early April or mid-April.
Right. He said, I haven't fertilized
2
again.
months later? Oh, my goodness.
And I said, oh, yeah, you need to get
an organic fertilizer.
On them. And, of course, we carry Bonide's fish emulsion.
Yep.
And so that's what he was going home to do.
And that was, that product is underused by a lot of people because it's a slow release over a 4 to 6 week window. It's a low nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash, but it breaks down by the organic matter in the soil, the compounds, and become available to the plant quite easily. Doesn't burn.
Right.
And you're going to get a nice steady feed without a real gush of a water soluble like the inorganic products are. And if you do that about every 4 to 6 weeks, measured, based on directions, you'll keep that plant nice and green.
Right. So many people come into the store and they'll ask if we have a slow-release fertilizer. Do you have a slow-release fertilizer? They usually call it by name.
Yep, they do. I know the one.
And I'll say, you know what, we don't carry that, but we carry the organic and
form of that in a liquid.
Exactly, in a liquid, and it is a constant slow release. And people don't realize that organic fertilizers are like that. Those liquid fish fertilizers, they are slow, constant, continual release.
Yeah, take the compounds of microbiology in the soil that has to break down like that, and they're slowly breaking it down and releasing it to the plant so it can uptake it in the form of the nutrients on it. So I mean, it's really we put in we have an organic soils, and I represent a number of lines with Premier, and that's what we put that type of food in that soil for the organic farmers.
Right, and that has been a wonderful seller for us.
The organic veg and herb.
The Pro Mix organic has been just amazing this year for us. It has just been wonderful. Yeah. The guys down at Yoder's, they were like, Cindy, you should have ordered a half a semi. I'm like, I know.
Well, next year we can handle that.
That's what we're going to have to do. Next year we're going to have to do a half a semi.
Combine it with your regular soil, and we can put a little program together for you. We'll talk about that. Yeah,
but it's working out, and people are very happy with it. That it's a nice little retail bag.
Yep.
1 cubic foot. It's not too heavy for a lady to carry.
Right.
Works out wonderfully, and they're just loving it in all their container gardens. So that's been working out very, very well.
Right.
And so the other thing is weeds.
Yes.
And everyone's battling weeds. And
how's the burnout been doing for you?
Burnout's been doing great.
Okay.
It has been doing very good.
Organic?
I have convinced a couple people that were not organic. They were using, a glyphosate product.
Right.
And I said, you know what, let's do a test.
Okay.
So actually I gave away a ready-to-use bottle.
Okay.
And said to him, I want you to do a test. You spray your glyphosate product on here and spray your burnout.
Right.
And honestly, you have to tell me which one dies the quickest.
Okay.
And he came back and bought 2.5-gallon jug.
They'll tell you real quick what worked quick. It does work quick.
It does work quick.
It dissolves that cuticle of the leaf of the plant, and they can't take any more. They can produce any more food for photosynthesis. So basically, it collapses on them and dies quite quickly. You get good results quite quick.
Yeah. Last week when we were having those, 85, 90-degree temperatures a few days in a row, let me tell you, in an hour and 45 minutes, it was brown.
Plants are just collapsing that fast. Wow.
It was amazing how hot it was. They were just bang, bang, bang. And everyone loves the smell of it,
Oh, the smells, yeah.
Those essential oils in there are just amazing. I'm like, we're baking pumpkin pie in the greenhouse right now, It's
it doesn't smell that smelly chemical smell.
No, you don't have that chemical smell. It's amazing. It's fabulous.
It's doing quite well.
Yes.
Talking to at our meeting last week, it is doing, and then the Weed Beater FE did,
Right, that's what's going to be my next one,
Yeah.
I can hardly keep that. I had to reorder again.
Yep.
We just cannot, and people that it's not even sure, they're like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They're coming in, they're buying the 32-ounce ready to use.
Right.
And they're coming back and buying a gallon then.
Yes.
Because it is working for them. So they are very excited. And of course, we're very excited, to have, a product like that that's safe for their lawns.
Right.
And
it works. And
that it works.
Yeah.
Because we've tried things in the past. I used to go to Cleveland and pick up a granular product that had been shipped in from Canada.
Wow.
And it was all right, but it wasn't anything, spectacular. I don't know how Bonai did this formulation.
Right.
But they got it.
They hit it
spot on because it is really doing well.
Yeah.
So we're very excited. You had mentioned last time you were on that next year it might be in a concentrate form.
Yeah.
So we are really hoping for that because I have
people want a pint concentrate.
Yes, they're looking for a concentrate. I even an organic lawn care company out of the Akron area. He was at one of my talks that I did in Jackson Township, and he had not heard of Weed Beater FE.
Okay.
And was very excited about it. So he was like, boy, I'm looking.
I might look for a gallon, 2.5 gallon, concentrate on this. Yeah. Well, it's something we talked about up there, and it's being looked into. I'll know more, when I see you, in August after the show start picking up. I'll know more.
He was definitely on board with that.
Right.
He was very excited about it. So
That's great.
It looks like it's going to be great.
Yep.
So we definitely are dealing with some fungus also.
Also
And I have to say, probably powdery mildew has been the worst for us. And I have to say, I'm going through copper fungicide like mad as well.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, it's a great natural product, and you got to apply it every 7 to 10 days in this rain. You can't be, if you skip a week, you're going to have some chances of humidity because it's just the pressure. You got time, you got humidity, you got the spores are in the air, and the plants are susceptible to it, and you got to keep the active ingredients on the leaf as a preventative. Early late blight on tomatoes. People, I think it's been a little drier. Earlier on in May. I mean, it rained off and on, but the humidity hasn't been that bad now until the last week or 10 days.
Right,
now
exactly.
we felt the humidity even in the evening. So now we're going to be looking at the plants.
Now we're going to be looking at it.
Yeah,
so
we're going to make sure.
I've been telling everyone it's an ounce of prevention. So start before you see an issue. That's when you're going to have the best luck. If you spray before you see, and then every 10 days.
You run this into about the end of July. Once you get at that plant past that. Right now, through the end of July or middle of July, you have that susceptibility window for the spores, and it gets a little cooler nights and things like that. You don't have the issue, late July, early August.
Right.
And then you're going to have less impact on the disease on the plants. But so it's a good 4 to 6 week spraying, and you'll have a just limited disease really on it, and it's and we're going to have something new coming out. And I won't tell you it's organic, and you're going to. Well, it's a good story to tell.
Oh, wonderful.
For 2018 on a new organic fungicide.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Good. That'll be great.
And
I'm so excited about that one.
Does a number of different things for the plant. So it's like 5 mode of action. So I can't.
Wonderful.
I won't. I'll just tease your readers a little bit, your listeners here.
Okay, right. Okay, the other thing that we have still had a lot of issues with our folks are slugs.
Oh, yeah.
Strawberries, they're basil.
Yep.
They're just battling with
like
slugs.
That and hostas, all the different plants they attack,
Right.
We have Slug Magic, which is an iron phosphate product, and also Slug and Bug, which has iron phosphate plus Captain Jack's active ingredient, spinosad in it. It takes care of the surface insects and ingests the insect, the Captain Jack's, and also the iron phosphate. They're attracted to it. It's in a pellet. It lasts a long time. It lasts a good month. And like it's a pellet, you can see and it goes a long way. They are attracted to it. They eat it. They just stop eating.
Right.
And it just then they just check out. Of course, safe for pets. The key is safe for pets, safe for kids. If you have pets, it's a lot of other chemicals out there for slugs are a chemical. And there's a warning on the label says you do not apply if you have, maybe caution for dogs and cats and things like that because the chemistry there might hurt them. But great product. Reapplied about every month. You're going to keep yourself pretty well slug-free in the vegetable gardens, strawberries as well as hostas. Yeah.
Right. So our last issue that we have had a lot of people battling are groundhogs.
Groundhogs, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Chipmunks too? Groundhog?
Yeah. Yes. You know what? Chipmunks has been
they are a big problem.
Lots of people this year have had chipmunk issues.
They multiply on it. And I could tell, our Mole Max is labeled for and Repels are both, labeled, especially the Repels all for groundhogs and also for chipmunks. And there's skunks on there and there's deer and there's about 20 different critters. It works well. Reapplying it is the key. A lot of when this rain comes on heavy, it washes it out. It just reduces the effectiveness of the product. Apply it around their den, things like that. If they're living in there when they have a little family, it's tough to get them out of there. And I mean that's a difficult thing without doing some physical removal or some other drastic measures.
Right. Exactly.
But if you get them early, it does well. One thing we've had that's been kind of fun, squirrels get up on bird feeders, and we've had some good information on, good feedback on our product called Rat Magic. It's a natural product. Right. And it's, you heard of Mouse Magic. It's a natural product, repels the mice. This is, you sprinkle this outside, and it's a barrier around a house, and it keeps the rodents from even coming around a house, and it's an odor repellent, and it's done quite well. And people have hung this on thistle stalks, hung it on bird feeders, and it's the birds won't jump on the bird feeder and eat the feed.
Oh my goodness!
It's called Rat Magic, and so we have actually come out with a natural product for 2018 that you can do this on your bird feeder or throw it in the hole of the groundhog or the or the chipmunk,
Right.
and it'll keep its efficacy because it'll last longer.
Last
when the rain
longer,
hits
right.
when the rain hits it, it won't
It's
wash
not gonna
away
wash
into the
it away
soil
right away. Wonderful.
So it's come, but Rat Magic is the product. We have it in our line right now, and we'll soon have it in little pouches we can use as a area repellent for those dens of your
Wonderful.
groundhogs and chipmunks.
Great. Wonderful. Well, Pat, thanks so much for being here. I can't believe the show's over.
Time's already over?
Time is up.
It's always
it's always so
enjoyable
fast.
because
Thank you so much.
we talk about good things and people are
Right.
interested in this.
I know. Well, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank
and
you
thank
for
all
inviting
of
me.
you for being here and listening. We have some wonderful specials going on at the store. Buy a flat, get a flat half off. We have all of our accent plants like our sweet potato vines and all the ivies on sale this week for $2.99. Don't forget, if you're not busy this morning, very shortly I will be down at the Stark County District Library doing a talk at 9 a.m. And don't forget to attend all of your local farmers markets. We want to thank you all so much for getting up early and being with us today. And we will be right back here next week with you. It will be the 1st of July. I can't believe it, but we'll be right back with you then. Thanks so much and have a blessed week.